What is up everyone, Fire Emblem Heroes is finally out, and for those of you who don't know, this is the first ever Fire Emblem game to be released on a smart device. Up until now, you could only play these games on your Nintendo consoles, but it seems like Nintendo is branching out a bit and wants a slice of that mobile market pie. So now that the game's out in the wild, how exactly does this game hold up when compared to its console brothers? Let's take a look and see if the game is worth your time. Let's start off by addressing the most important question. How well does this new mobile game represent the Fire Emblem series? Pretty well, actually. Sure, it's clearly a phone game, but there's also no doubt in your mind that what you're playing is in fact a Fire Emblem game. I'm actually surprised by how faithfully this game follows the others in the series. You've got your grid-based combat, there are specific strengths and weaknesses for each weapon type, fighting gives you experience and lets you level up your characters. Everything's here, it's just in a smaller and more mobile form. If you're into Fire Emblem, or if what I've said sounds even remotely appealing, then you should definitely give the game a try. However, since this is a mobile game, there are going to be some changes, some good and some bad. The biggest change, of course, is that this is a free-to-play game. Now, I'm not typically a fan of the freemium business model, but I think that the one here is well implemented and it's not too obtrusive. There are a lot of little things you can pay for in this game, but the two biggest things which could end up detracting from your enjoyment of the game are its orbs and its stamina meter. We'll talk about the orbs in a bit, but for now, let's focus on the stamina meter. Every mission you take on this game uses a certain amount of stamina, and you regain 1 stamina every 5 minutes. Fortunately, you start out with 50 stamina, and each mission only takes about 1 to 3 of that stamina. So, theoretically, you could play the game for several hours before it starts shaking you down for cash. Of course, I've only played the early portions of the game, and I'm willing to bet that the further you get into the game, the more stamina each mission will cost. That means you'll be more likely to run out of stamina, and thus tempted to pay real money to speed up your advancement. This shouldn't be too much of a problem if you only play the game in short bursts, but it could end up becoming an issue for people who like to marathon these kinds of games. As for the orbs, these things are tied to my absolute favorite and least favorite part of this game. After every successful mission, you're given a single orb, and these things act as your in-game currency. What exactly do you do with these orbs? Well, you can upgrade your current soldiers and trick out your base, but their main purpose is to unlock new Fire Emblem characters. For the cheap price of 5 orbs, you basically get to spin a roulette wheel, and each time you spin this wheel, a random character from the Fire Emblem series joins your team. The characters you get can literally be anyone from the series, and let me tell you, this series has a lot of characters to choose from. I think that this game could be enjoyed by just about anyone who's into strategy games, but it will really sink its teeth into longtime series veterans, just because of all the fan service and nostalgia that the game provides. For example, when I spun this roulette wheel, I got this Wyvern Rider chick here. For a new time fan, you might just say, cool, I got a dragon chick, and you move on with your life. But for me, it was a bit more involved. See, I remember this character. I remember playing as her about 10 years ago in the old Wii title Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. I have emotional ties to this game, and therefore, when my nostalgia strings started getting plucked, I became more likely to start spending some cash on this game so I could unlock more of my old favorite characters. If you don't know your Chroms from your Corins, then you'll probably be fine because these characters mean nothing to you. But if you're an old geezer like me who has a history with the series, you'll need to make sure you hide your wallet whenever you're playing this game. I know I haven't really talked too much about this game, I just wanted to highlight some key points about it, but from what I've said so far, I wouldn't really consider anything negative or detrimental to the game. Sure, I'm not a fan of the business model, and I could see an issue with the stamina meter down the road, but by and large, I like the game and I definitely recommend it. The one thing that I don't like, however, is this item called Light's Blessing. You find this item either by getting it in the game or by paying real-world money, and basically what it does is revive fallen party members, it restores everyone's health, it activates your character's special abilities, and it gives everyone in your party a second move for that turn. If you've not played these games before, it may just be like, big whoop, what's the deal? But if you have played them, you realize that this is earth-shattering. It's basically a pay-to-win feature, and it's breaking the golden rule of mobile gaming. Instead of using hard work and smart tactics to overcome an obstacle, you can just open your wallet and have the game beat itself for you. Some people may not find this to be an issue since it's entirely optional, but for someone like me who's played these games for a very long time, it just doesn't feel like it's in the spirit of the series, and the victories feel shallow when they're just handed to you. Fortunately though, this Light's Blessing item is only available in single player, so the only person being affected by your compulsive spending habits is yourself. So overall, Fire Emblem Heroes is a good Fire Emblem game and a great mobile game. It brings the franchise's strategy goodness over to your smart device, and it finally gives me something to do that's a bit more stimulating than playing Angry Birds. If you're into Fire Emblem, or strategy, or compulsive gambling, give the game a try, it's pretty fun. And if you're not into any of those things, you should still try the game, cause it's free. Who knows, you may end up finding something that you like. Thanks for watching everyone, have a great day, and see you later.